Okay.
So that you can share. Report
Just be
on
my face.
aging / youthing. All right, save, and there we go. All good. Oof. Time is it? You know what? We gotta go.
Okay.
Quiet on the set.
Where's my face? Can't hear anything. Check.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. The morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. And this is a show about hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no Kanye talk, now or formerly or later. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. If you missed a great interview I had with Jeffrey Mark, who wrote and is a walking Hollywood encyclopedia. I want you to meet him, Ricky. He wrote 2 books on Ella Fitzgerald, 1 book on Ethel Merman, and 1 book on Lucille Ball. And he really is a walking encyclopedia. I would love to get you guys together. I think you would really
love that.
each other. So, but as you can see, I do have my fabulous Friday co-host, Ricky Rebel, with me. And he is broadcasting live from the East Coast. You know Ricky Rebel as the Billboard Top 40 recording artist, as seen on tour with Britney Spears. He's been a GRAMMY member since 2017, part of the voting group for the Recording Academy. He was discovered by Michael Jackson, signed to the label on Sony, and later signed to Madonna's record label Maverick Records. Please welcome back to the studio from far away, Ricky Rebel. Hey, darling.
Hi, love. How are you?
I'm happy, thank you. Great glasses, nice look. And we match. We got black on underneath. We did not plan that. Uh-oh. I think you have a call coming in or something. We just lost your picture. There you are. You want to turn your alerts on.
Little interference there.
I got to do that too. Do not disturb. And that way, I won't lose your fabulous face. And I'm so glad that y'all are here. I see eyeballs rolling in now as
check, 1,
people
2.
find us. And we are so excited to be here and able to continue to bring you topics that will help you in solution to more happiness, more hope and happiness. I'm so grateful. Oh, I didn't introduce it. I went and launched right in. Those of you who have been here for the first time, welcome. And we start every show on my platform with breakfast. So it's take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And that is, the top of the bun is gratitude. The bottom of the bun is appreciation, which is gratitude turned inwards. and Ricky will be right back. He's on the East Coast, so he is working through some technological stuff, but he'll be here. So I'll just go ahead and start. I am grateful for the people who were wrong, who said the show about hope and happiness would not last more than a year. And now we're over 12 and a half years. I'm grateful that I have so much in my life. I have so much love. I have so much comfort, hot shower, very important first coffee in the morning. I am grateful that I am writing again, and this is a new screenplay that I'm writing called Life by a Thousand Cuts. I'm grateful that my bonus dad is getting better. He's out of ICU, which is fabulous, and working through rehab now. The blood clot was in the parietal lobe, so there's a lot of things that go along with that are, opportunities to get better. And that's what illness is. It's an opportunity to get better. And as I say that, my heart goes out. We're going to take a deep breath in again. I don't think I told you this, Ricky. My little guy, my favorite red carpet dance partner, Colt Reed, who I've been interviewing since he was 5 years old. He's 11 now. He had a bad run-in.
I think I saw him on your social media.
Yeah, he was out on the dirt paths with his bike, those little things that are motorized, and came out on the street and did not see the car. The car did not see him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
how old is he? How old is
11. He's 11.
Wow.
And the helmet shattered, and so he's now in the hospital with a traumatic brain injury. So
did this just happen?
Yeah, it happened the same morning of my dad's stroke. So that was last Thursday. So, but I didn't find out about it, and I saw his name, and he always invites me on to his lives with all his little people, and calls me, family. And it was just like, so I quickly texted his dad and like, what? So he sent me a video, and so it's going to be hashtag rally for Colt, Colt, C-O-L-T, because, he's strong, and praying for almost is like a beseechment. And I agree with that. I don't, do that religious necessarily slant on it. I'm all about we all access the power of the universe who's friendly, conspiring always for us, never against us. And so we're using that energy to, it's going to be rehab. It's going to be a little bit of a road. Greg's going to take some time off. He's the guy I wanted you to meet. He runs the Secret Knocks. He's the one that enabled me to have Carol Baskin from Tiger Kings on the show, and Bailiff, the one with Judge Judy. Name is escaping me. Anyways, lots of different people. That's from him. So he
got it.
Hearts go out to him. His and then Colt's mom, Lynn, Colt's auntie, who said she loves me, or we love you, which was so beautiful for the family. And we're just knowing, that the best of the best. So I'm grateful that I know that, even like we talked about last week, there's nothing to be afraid of. Should death be at your door, because we come from love and we go to love. But certainly for those of us here, and we do miss and we do hurt, and my heart hurts. And I just will continue to hold the best case scenario right here. And that way, I can still be happy close to 88% of the time. It's early, so it's a little weighing,
Yeah. This is a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
So,
yeah.
what are you grateful for? I've done all my 8. So, you can
Okay.
go.
Well, I'm grateful for my husband, Patrick Lockwood,
Mm.
Dr. Patrick Lockwood. He called me today and he told me just to say, I love you and I miss you. And the kids also miss me. My beautiful Willow, the ragdoll, and Max the Maine Coon. I was really sad to leave them today or yesterday. Um, and apparently when I left, after I left, he came back home and she was like meowing next to the door where I left and clawing at the door.
Aw.
Um, she misses me terribly. I am currently in Virginia. I'm going to visit one of my close friends, Michelle Fischer, who is my skincare guru. And so I'm grateful to be here safely in Virginia. I'm going to be seeing her to work on my face. She helps reverse aging. So I'm grateful for her that she is able to do that with me. And also, I'm grateful that she's not a very aggressive type of esthetician. She's conservative about it. She only does what I need. She doesn't ever go overboard with me. I'm grateful for my friend Sammy Wellington, who is also in town, and we're going to have a really good time. He is excited to be in DC, and so he's going to be showing me around the, I guess what you could say, the LGBT friendly neighborhoods I'm not really
Oh.
aware of yet that I've never been to. Uh, and what else? I'm grateful to have you in my life. I'm grateful to be on the
Mm.
show. I'm grateful for my music. My new single, Don't Give Up on Me, is doing really well as far as the reception with my fans. It's
That's
a it's a
beautiful.
great song about admitting that you're not perfect. Lord knows I'm not perfect, but I'm willing, you know, to say I'm sorry when I've done something that I feel like, hey, I need to clean up the mess. So I'm grateful that I'm able to be that kind of person. That kind of goes on to the bottom of the bun, right?
Yeah,
About
yeah.
me.
Thank you
Yeah.
for doing that segue. Bottom of the bun is gratitude turned inwards, which is super important because it's my BS, my belief system that if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anyone else to approve of you? And so I want to work your muscle of self appreciation, self care, self soothing. So you're not looking for love in all the wrong places or looking for likes literally with social media. And that's why we do this little bottom of the bun exercise. But before we go there, I do want to just give some love. I hope this will be able to be seen. It has a preview.
Hey.
Do you think we'll get copyright hit? Should I
No,
play
go
it?
play it. Yeah.
Play it.
Veronica,
All right.
that's a
Here we
single.
go.
I'll give you all the best of me. Promise that I'll set you free. You can leave your man at home. Nobody has to know. I want you. I need you. Veronica. I love you. I crave you. Veronica. 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 Take me back into that special place. Get me so hard I feel like
All right. That's
Yeah?
great. Yeah, yeah.
Yay! I got
Yay.
it to work. Oh my gosh. How long have we been trying to do that?
You did it.
But it
Yeah.
got to work. Yay. Wait
That was the
for
first
it.
single.
Hold on. That's for you. That's not for me.
Yeah.
That's for your new album. How many albums do you have now?
I mean, so many, right? I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I have 4 albums
Wow. How many
total,
songs?
and I have like a
Like
royal
at least
collection as well. How many songs? Oh, hundreds probably now. Probably about
hundreds.
100. Yeah.
Wow. That's like,
I've got a lot.
that is a lot. And I'm
Yeah.
so glad that we got to acknowledge and recognize. I don't think we've done that yet. You know, I do your bio, but to
Right.
actually get to listen. I mean, you hear his music. I joke all the time. He's my first guest, co-host guest who, when I do a promo, and I usually try to find a song that is a theme to what we're going to talk about. And the very first time I went to look and I put in Ricky Rebel, this whole list of songs, I'm like, oh my God. I don't think it had sunk in that you were everybody's big. Everybody has their own unique talent, gift, and ability. But people who have worked really hard to come up with that big of a discography. Did I say that right? Anyways, was fabulous. And I was like, oh my God, he's huge. Look at his music. So I was so proud of you and so proud to have you as a co-host on Friday. So
Thank
yeah.
you so much. You are the best. And I've been in the industry for so long. I forget.
I think so.
I forget
I really
how
do. I think so. I mean, you don't even know exactly when I just asked you. We'll have to go back and do a little research on that. But
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm not afraid to produce and to release. And I've met a lot of artists out there that are very terrified to release their music. They're not terrified to release their horrible posts on social media. That whatever their, that horrible selfie or whatever they, people just post their food, but they're really scared to share themselves, like their music specifically, because they're afraid of how they're going to be judged. I've met so many artists and I'm just not one of those people. I'm like, if I like it, that's enough. It's taken me a long time to get there, though. I got to admit, it's taken me a long time for me to actually believe those words. I used to kind of think that way a little bit, but I used to worry about what the industry would think or what industry professionals think about this and that, and what the fans think. But now I'm really into this idea of like, if I like the music, it's done. Veronica, specifically, that track you just played, I produced and mixed and mastered all of it. Like there wasn't a part of it that I didn't have a hand in as far as like what I outputted. I did have help with Evan and Mason, production team, 808 Annie in New York, who came in and played live bass, which really added that kind of funk Prince element to it. So I got to give it up for them, but for that. But otherwise, man, that's like 100% from my heart.
That's beautiful. And that is definitely something that, if you can own that. And I had a guest on years ago, Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker, who I will say is one of my teachers. She's the best-selling author of the book, What You Think of Me Is None of My Business.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so I've expanded that to what I think of you is also none of my business or your business. So I've gotten that, even more expansive. But it really is a journey. I'm glad that you said, it's not a switch where one day you care and then the next day you don't. You really have to, be very cognizant about fear. And I say fear stands for future events already ruined. So if you have such fear about people's opinions, then you're not going to do anything, and you're not ever going to step out and grow and challenge and chisel your gifts and abilities. Right? You can have raw talent. There's a reason why it's called raw, because it needs some shaping. Right? Sculptors don't go with their clay and go, oh, is this so beautiful? It's got to be molded and chiseled. And if you've just joined us, welcome to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using a Gift Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, home to the Asian Oprah and number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And today is Friday, so it is the Hollywood Rebel Report with myself and
Ricky Rebel.
And we're just about to finish breakfast, which is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. I'm going to finish mine off with I appreciate my ability to go with the flow, not perfectly, but maybe like 20% now when it was negative 20 before.
Good. I love
processes. Ricky, what's your last one that you appreciate about yourself?
I'm going to say the same thing. I am going with the flow right now. There's things that didn't go the way I wanted, and you know what? It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. I know. I keep saying that. It's all good. All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to be right back in 2 and 2 to give traffic, news, and weather a break. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2. That's from Chuck Woolery, but I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, and the Friday series, The Hollywood Rebel Report, with myself and
Ricky Rebel, baby.
We're so glad you're here, and I see people popping into the live, or what I call the love stream. Welcome here. If you're driving and listening on the AM 1050 FM 106.5 side, please do not chat. But when you land wherever you are, we are talking about, the topic is aging, or as I like to say, youthing. And it is a topic that I've wanted to cover because I just had a birthday. We'll continue to have this birthday till the end of August. And Ricky, by the way, you're on notice. My Wednesday co-host got me a beautiful vase from Costa Rica and dinner and dancing for my birthday. My Thursday co-host got me tickets to the winning Dodger game against Seattle. That was incredible. It was one of it was the most exciting baseball game I've ever seen. And then my girlfriend goes, "And how many Dodger games have you been to?" I said 3.
Wow.
So out of 3, it was the most exciting. But I'm sure I'll go to more.
Love that.
So your turn.
I've got your gift. I got it. I'm picking it up today, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. And then what was I going to say? Oh, there's a fire out there. Let's see. I'm in a high rise, so I can see. Let's see. What were we talking? Oh, yeah. Aging and youthing. So Wednesday, I went out to race sailboats. I've been doing it for 34 years, and I've not gotten hurt the entire season. And second last race, we did win. Got the first place bullet, which was great. But I messed up cut my knee. I banged this elbow on a winch, which I never do. Wow. I have some kind of funny hair. And I got home and I don't tell people how old I am, because better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and disconfirm it. Or confirm it. Better be thought young than open your mouth and disconfirm it. So nobody really knows my age. And I'm proud of that in the sense that I like to look young. But when I got home, Ricky, my body said, you may look young, but your body is as old as it is. What the fork are you doing to me? So that's why I wanted
one of those moments. You had one of those moments. I had one of those moments after one of the shows I did recently.
You did?
During Pride Month. I did like 2 numbers, and I just really kicked it into overdrive. And afterward, my body was like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you did that." I was like walking around, shuffling. I was gonna say like Joe Biden, but I don't want to be rude.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's not go there.
Well, it's a perfect description. I was just like shuffling. Oh,
Well, he is. I mean, he's not
he's
young.
up there. Speaking
Yeah.
of youthfulness and age, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean-
that's the topic. Go ahead.
I think we're all afraid of getting old and dying. I mean, stop. I mean, that is the reality of the situation. And it is hard to see. I guess we could discuss this, like the fact that a rose becomes a rose and then rots and decays. Can we talk? Can we have a conversation? That's very challenging as a human being, as a person, especially me growing up in Hollywood, being in the industry my whole life, how age is like the kiss of death to some artists. Some artists are able to thrive forever and ever, and some artists, people get really upset when they age, and it's like their career is over. It's very sad. But I think it was more of a prevalent thing that was happening in the 80s and 90s. Now I think the industry is very much into accepting people of all ages and the beauty and the that they possess, because we all have that at any age. I really believe that we can be hot at any age. That's a possibility I invented for myself.
Well, you
and-
are hot, and
Thank you. So are you.
thank you. And you do not look your age, and you do things more than I do to maintain that youthful look. I struggle with that one because I don't want to get to the point where I am spending oodles of money on making myself look not like I am, because I want to get comfortable with the way the rose does look as it ages. However, and I'm good if I'm the hardest on myself. Like, no one's telling me, oh my God, you should, do this or do that. I mean, people like friends will say, oh, I got this great peel and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I can't handle that period of time where I can't leave the house because it looks so bad. Like, I mean, I saw a friend of mine who had, and I'm like, what happened to your face? But apparently that is a regeneration. But see, for me, I can't even put myself through that because it just looks too painful. I'm allergic to pain. And I don't want to be, is that someone that you are? Same with filters, same with putting Kleenex in your bra. Like that, I never understood that, because if the goal is to get the guy to, be into you, and they take off, you take off your clothes and all these fake pieces start falling off. I'm like, how does that work? I just never understood that. But it is one of those, can we accept what we look like without, being someone we're not? And I definitely am I'm not afraid of death. I really am not. I know we disagree on this one, but I am afraid of being decrepit. And I have told my daughters, I literally Kevorkian that, the dignity of death or dignity of choice or whatever it's called. I'm all into that because I watch people suffer, and I'm not going to do that.
You and my mother totally see eye to eye on this. She's like, the moment I start to feel like my brain is going, I'm out, Ricky. Just to let you know. And that's a hard thing for me to hear, because I know the first time she forgets anything from her grocery list, she's like, okay, bye. She's almost like a little bit
extreme,
not looking forward to it, but just kind of like in the sense, like she's really not afraid. because I told you she had a life after death experience, and so she is not afraid to die, my mother, at all.
Yeah.
And she also, like you, does not want to go through that process of like not remembering things, not remembering family members, not being able to wipe your you know what I mean? Things like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
she's not having it. And she especially does not want to be a burden on me and my brother. She has a big sense of that. My mother took care of my grandmother all the way up into like almost 100, and it was very, very difficult on my mother and my father. Uh, I love my grandma with all my heart and soul. She really hung in there, but it is a huge responsibility for uh, the people who have to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
I I feel again more ambivalence, very ambivalent
Mm-hmm.
when I talk to you, because I get both sides of the situation, right? It's
Sure.
not cool to ask my grandmother to, "Hey, mom, you've been on this planet too long." You know, um, I would never ever dream of telling someone that, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
their if that's what they want to do with their lives, then yes, they need to.
I'm
It's
so
their
glad we're
right.
talking about this,
Let's put that
right?
moose on the table. Let's go.
Putting the moose on the table. That's my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. And you know why this is even more relevant is one, we've got more people aging and dying from that big giant bubble called the baby boomers, right? So the baby boomers are in that, last stage of life now. And the
Mhm.
other thing that's happening that, what do you do? I'm a caretaker for my mother, grand, uncle, all of those things. And that your job is an actual caretaker, and you were a lawyer or you were a doctor or you were, do you know what I mean? And the decision to become a caretaker of someone you love, right? Or someone related to you
Right.
for money, right? Because it is a job, right? That's like a big shift, I believe, that our whole society is going through. So that's why I wanted to talk about it too. Is used to be, I remember, to be honest, put the moose on the table. The first time someone said to me, I asked them what they did, and they said, I'm a caretaker, and they said, I take care of my mom. I moved back into the house, and I'm like, this is a guy. You live with your mother, right? And
Mhm.
but now, I'm watching my uncle. He's in hospice now. My mother, technically, my Chinese mother, is in hospice. I watch my bonus dad struggle trying to find
Mm.
words, and he's so articulate and a conversationalist. It's hard. He gets so frustrated and he's not
Mhm.
happy, right? And I'm just praying that the rehab,
Mm.
takes that. But it's like, I read you that treatise. It's not what I want that's important. What's important is centers with the person who is going through that, and to respect their wishes. Same with people who are dying of cancer. And they say, I don't want that treatment because for me, the side effects are worse than the actual disease. And we get all upset with them. And how could you give up? And blame and shame. And it's like, you have no right. You're not in their shoes. You don't know what it's like to wake up like totally sick every single 14 day. So I really
Right.
had, the more I talk about this, the more deeper into that end I get around, it's none of your business. I mean, it's not none of your business, but it's kind of none of your business to decide for someone else what is best for them.
Uh, yes, I agree. I agree. I it's
I'm
just such
waiting
a
for
hard
an Oodle
topic.
explosion.
I know, right? It's a very yeah, but aging is difficult. It's a difficult thing. I think we all are going through it. And Madonna talked about how she hates it, right? Um, she hates it because she's used to be able to move and be free with her like movement, and dance is a part of our freedom. I relate to Madonna in that way a lot. I use dance as a way of freedom, expression of my freedom. And she's in her close to 70 right now. I think she's 64. She just had a birthday, just like you. She's a Leo, just like you. And that tour I saw was so incredible. I really honestly believe, Dr. Marissa, that it was the best show I've ever seen of hers. And I've been to the Reinvention tour. I've been to the Drowned World tour. I've been to the Confessions on the Dance Floor tour, all of them. And this was honestly her best show that she's ever done. And it was so I think it was because of her age that made it so inspiring to me, to see the love and the passion is all still there in her heart, no matter what, she's gone through. She's at this very wise age. And there is a beauty in getting older in the sense that we are wiser, we're more experienced, we're more of a developed creature. And that's something I think that might be something to look forward to, and not be as afraid.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
kind of
for sure.
alleviates that fear.
And people who are older that are in cultures, this is another moose on the table. Our culture, unfortunately, in America is not as respectful and honoring of our elders.
No way.
And
Not at all. We treat them very poorly, I think,
I
as a
know.
whole.
I
As a
know.
whole. I think it's gross when people are like, ew, they see older people kissing. They're like, ew. I think that is such a horrible thing. I don't know.
It is.
It's right up there with racism and homophobia.
It's called
It's called
ageism.
ageism. Yeah. And I
Mhm.
love the fact that our culture is really evolving to the point where we recognize, oh, that's not cool to do that to people who are
Yes.
above a certain age. It's just
I have-
not cool.
I have to brag. I have to brag about my bonus mom and dad who've been married 74 years. He's 94, she's 91. You all know he's been in the hospital because he had a bad stroke a week and a day ago. And about 4 days ago, I called my sister and said, "How are they doing?" And so he recognizes people now. He knows my name, which is great. He actually called my sister my name, which was not great. But she said that they almost got thrown out of the hospital because they were making out.
Oh, I love that.
And they're so
cute.
They say prayers together every night.
Yeah.
Over the phone when they're not together. I'll be on the phone with Dad sometimes and he'll go, "Hold on." And he'll go, "Mom, you look so beautiful right now."
Yeah.
Like, I want that. But that comes after 74 years, and I don't think it's going to happen to me. But I mean, they were like that for a long time. So it's possible. It's possible. We're going to take a quick break to thank the sponsor for today's show. And we'll be right back. Don't go away. We're talking about aging and youthing. We're putting the moose on the table. This is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. The morning show will be right back. Don't go away. Are you living in fear? Have technology and culture hijacked our minds and lives? Yes, fear is a natural biological response with plenty of evolutionary benefits. But has it gone too far? Find the answer to that question in the riveting book by Dr. Patrick Lockwood, The Fear Problem, available at Amazon and Mascot Books. So get your copy today.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and my Show Central YouTube TV channel that hosts 1,215 shows, but who's counting? 42 consecutive weeks on the air. And I forgot to congratulate myself as well, because I actually host and produce, and I was called a predator the other day because I produce and edit. So I appreciate myself for that. And we are here on Friday, which means it's time for the Hollywood Rebel Report with myself and
Ricky Rebel,
who is my fabulous, gorgioso host on Fridays. You know him as the top 40 Billboard, not only a voting member in the, it's not the Grammy, it is Grammys. I get those all mixed up.
the Recording
Grammys.
Academy.
Yes. And he's here. He's actually not here. He's on the other coast. We are bi-coastal today. We're not we're bi-coastal today. And we just heard from his fabulous husband who was here, which was a great show. People are still talking about the show we did with your husband, Dr. Patrick Lockwood. So get his book and also just go to my YouTube TV channel and listen to that. We are talking about aging and youthing. We put a couple of moose on the tables. If you are watching, we got a finger somewhere along the way. Someone gave us the finger, not that one, but this one. We love to have, you got a bubble on that one. We're happy to have you ask questions, chime in, give us your 8 cents worth in the Cashew Gallery. I'm going to say, what is it about wrinkles and aging lines that are so threatening to people? Like, what is it about the actual laugh lines? Why are laugh lines a bad thing? Why are, I have to admit, I didn't think there was anything wrong with my face. And then someone said that I should, fix these things. And I'm like, I never even knew that was an issue. But now that they pointed it out, I'm looking at it all the time. But it's kind of like the zit factor, right? When you're very self-conscious about a zit on your face and nobody sees it, but once you point it out, then everybody sees it and looks at it, and they can't help but look at nothing else. So that's why I say, if you have a zit, don't say anything. That way, no one's going to comment on it. So welcome back. I was just talking about the zit factor. Have I told you about the zit factor? Yeah.
Tell me.
So I just told about that.
Nice.
Like, nobody notices the zit on your face until you point it out, and then they have to look at it because you just pointed it out, and now they're going to notice it all the time. So I was talking about what's wrong with furrows in your forehead, what's wrong with laugh lines, what's wrong with wrinkles. Why
Yeah.
are we so obsessed with removing them?
That's a great question. That is a great question. And it ties into the Hollywood Rebel Report because so many Hollywood celebrities are getting Botox and fillers and all of these things that make them look very unnatural, almost like another species of human being.
Like the Catwoman. I mean, more and more Hollywood people, and I'm not going to say her name, but the one that's on the AMC movie, pre-trailer before you start the movie. I don't think that whatever she did here, it makes her look more like the Catwoman Botoxy face. And I'm like, you're beautiful the way you are.
Right. I think the key is to accentuate the beauty that you already possess, that the human being actually possesses, and kind of accentuating that. For instance, cleaning up blackheads, things like that, really cleaning yourself up, smoothing out your, exfoliate your skin, things that we should naturally be doing as human beings that I don't think we do enough of. That's going to bring out the beauty in your skin tone, the lightening effect of you. It's going to give you a lot of brightness in your face, things like that. And that is how you start to glow, literally glow and shine to the people around you, because you're polishing the car. You're not necessarily changing the way the car looks, but you're just making it look fresh and doing things that we as human beings, I think we should be doing on a regular basis anyway. We brush our teeth, we shampoo and condition our hair. We need to do the same thing when it comes to exfoliating our skin and doing treatments like that.
Mm-hmm. I will definitely agree with that. It is, I lost it. I had a really good point. I have photographic memory, but my recall sucks.
Me too. I have the same issue. I felt goldfish memory.
Yeah, So, I know what it is. Didn't take me that long. I'll tell you the best exfoliant in the world. Are you ready?
What is it?
Best exfoliant in the world. The 21-day fast from complaining.
Oh.
When you complain, it's as if you allow every blackhead in your face to stay on your face, because complaining, criticizing other people, judging other people, retelling stories of the worst in other people is definitely ugly, and it will keep your face ugly. Worry is literal warts all over your face, because worry in the Native American saying is like a prayer for bad things to happen. So if you want to have a glow, people ask me all the time, what is your skincare? Because you're always glowing. And I take that as a compliment. And honest to gosh, I have not used a system for skincare in probably 20 years. I just use, whatever basically on sale and Chinese showing. But I absolutely know the reason why I glow is in every single moment. I try to choose the best feeling thought I can, because I don't want someone to say to me, if you're happy, let your face know. There's so many people who, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm fine.
I'm having a good time. That's so me.
Yeah, life's so great. I love my life.
I'm good.
Like, really? So I know. And the other day, Ricky, I was so happy to realize, the criticism that I got about this that I never noticed before. It's helping me smile more, because when I smile, those go away.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So there's the solution. It's not to, whatever. It is literally to watch how my expressions are every single minute. I'm not talking about faking it, you know when someone's faking a smile.
Right.
You know,
It looks painful.
so it's got to be natural. I promise you, if you start your day with a gratitude sandwich every day, it's going to make you smile. Cannot help but. So,
Right.
you agree?
I totally agree. And that's what makes people glow. It gives them that beautiful kind of radiance. They call it now the Riz factor.
What? I love
Riz,
learning new things. How do you
well,
spell it?
it's a Gen Z term.
Mm.
RIZZ. It's short for charisma. Gives you that
Really?
Riz.
Charisma?
Yeah.
I'm going to text my kids. They just hate it when
I don't even think they know what the word comes from,
Oh,
but I do.
oh, cool. I got something on them today.
Well, yeah, I don't. If you ask a Gen Z person what is Riz short for, they'll be like, they probably won't even know.
Okay. I love a challenge.
It's charisma.
That's beautiful. I think that is, do you think you can, do you think you're born with charisma or you can actually develop it?
I read a really powerful book. You probably know this book. It's called The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. Have you heard of him?
Something I should get. Mm-mm.
He's probably he might be a little controversial. He also wrote the 48 Laws of Power. Brilliant books. One of my favorite books I've ever read. And it goes through history, and it talks about, especially this is in terms of the art of seduction. It talks about archetypes and different people in history who have used these archetypes to gain power, and how they have failed and how they have succeeded. And one of the chapters is on charisma, and what he wrote about is it has to do with Christ, Jesus Christ, having Christ-like attributes. That's why charisma comes from the word Christ.
Really?
Isn't that fascinating?
Fascinating. I love learning new things.
According to Robert Greene, who knows if he knows what he's talking about, but it makes sense. The attributes of Jesus would make you want to get to know or want to be magnetized towards this person. Imagine an individual who just naturally loved you from the moment they met. You met them, and you could feel the love between each other right away. That's
like we did.
Powerful, right? It's Christ-like. That is what he was arguing or talking about in the book. I love that book. I was trying to use all of those methods on this one person I wanted to be with. It didn't really work. I mean, all the way. He did eventually become my best friend of all time. And I'm really glad that we became friends and not lovers, because his argument was if we became lovers, it would be over pretty quickly. And he wanted to be my friend for all time. He wanted to be for the long run. And at the time, I took it very personally, like, oh, these methods aren't working. But then after a while, I realized he is my best friend. I love him with all my heart. He's also my collaborator. He helps me write music, and his name is Wayne Folks. I love him with all my heart. And yeah, so The Art of Seduction is a powerful book. I think it's a dark book, to be honest. It teaches you how to be more manipulative, how to get your way.
Yeah, interesting. Well, it reminds me of that age-old book that a lot of people have read, How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? That's the
kind
book,
version,
right? It's a similar,
the positive
that's
version of.
I'm looking in here because this was part of my morning meditation. I've read this book 1,000 times. I read 1 or 2 pages every day before I meditate, and it's called This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And I'll just read this part. One of the great laws of cause and effect, laws that produce justice without judgment, the inevitable result of laws that work with mathematical certainty. You cannot love and hate at the same time. nor can anyone else. All the poetry, writ, knowledge, and art of the ages cannot alter the fact that love alone begets love. Peace alone attracts peace. Only that which goes forth in joy can return with gladness. Give, and to you shall be given. The type, multiply, good measure, running over and pressed down. So
Wow, that's beautiful.
isn't that beautiful? I just
Yeah.
love those tones. This is a science of mind. You know,
Beautiful.
it's a little
Oh,
opposite
that's
to your
Psalms?
suffering. This is science of mind.
Oh, science of mind.
Yeah, it's not
I was going to ask you.
Scientology. It's not Scientology. It's science of mind. So he takes new thought, ancient wisdom, right? Not religious, but it's something. Remember, I tell you all the time that our most powerful tool is choice. So that's where that comes from. We don't. You can use the law of attraction lazily or with purpose, right? If you're not conscious of what you're doing, then you're going to get back what you are unconsciously doing. So if you're worrying, you're going to get back things you're going to worry about. You may not want them, right? But because you're
Right.
lazy, right, in what you're choosing to look at or think about, then you'll get whatever you're thinking about by accident.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How can you tie that last passage into aging? I'm curious.
Good question. And we have 30 seconds. So if I see aging as a negative thing, then it will be shown to me all those negative things that I am concerned about. If I see aging as a good thing, then I will see all of those things in the way that it soothes me instead of worries me or destroys me. So it's all centers in your BS belief system that you have about
Got
something.
it. Beautiful. I got chills.
You!
Seriously. I
And
have
we are
chills.
out of time, and I love ending on chills. Thank you so much for joining us today. I love you. Have a safe trip back. Have a fabulous time in DC. There's a really good
Thank you.
Peking duck house there that my uncle used to take me. I have great memories of Washington, DC. They picked me as Women's History Month special on Fox there. I don't know if you knew that,
Wow.
but
Did you know I
just wish
danced at the Kennedy? I danced at the Kennedy Center when I was a kid too, with Debbie
you-
Allen.
I love
Yeah.
that place. Love that
I love it
place.
too.
So, y'all, you know how it is. It's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best
Best
weekend
weekend
ever.